of State or county.
Back to Get Down to Business. You're listening to the show all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. We are powered by our good friends at Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them online, tandemhr.com, or give them a call, 630-928-0510. And what a fantastic discussion with Avi Karpel of Breakthrough Results. We've already actually heard from a few of our listeners that we're excited about learning about the work that they are doing. We've got a lot more in store for you throughout the program, but I want to tell you about something that I like to do sometimes in the evenings, and thrilled to be joined by co-host Elisheva Klein right over here.
Hello, Chicagoland.
There we go. So Ellie's here, and we, aside for being my fantastic co-host over here, and often our listeners, when you call in with all sorts of funny and strange questions, Ellie is actually the one that's on the other side of the telephone. We actually did get a call-in once from somebody that asked us how to turn on the radio.
That was definitely unique.
I don't know how they heard about the show without having the radio on. But, hey, we take all callers and we take all listeners, right?
I like to think it's flares.
The flares, that's right. So Ellie's degree is actually in drama and theater. And so we actually have fun at night or weekends going to some fantastic productions. But one of the coolest productions that we've been to, and one of the coolest theaters that we've been to, is right on theme with this show, and it's a startup. It's a small operation out in Glenview called the Oil Lamp Theater. And of course, I encourage our listeners, if you've been to the Oil Lamp Theater, give us a call, 312-642-5600, although we're going to have to rely on the expertise of George over there because Ellie's sitting here in studio with me. Oh, my gosh, George. George is traumatized and he's scared. He doesn't know how to work the phone. But, Ellie, we went to Oil Lamp Theater. We saw a fantastic production about the presidents, and the history was actually comical. It was great. But there's a lot more coming up in the season, and I know you're getting involved, and it's a fantastic season coming up. Coming up just in a few short months, there's an interesting play. Which one is it?
The People's Republic of Edward Snowden, a play by W.C. Turcock. It's a great, great play. It's so interactive. It's political. It's cyber stuff. You guys got to come down. It's going to be insane.
Well, you sold me on the political piece. Once you said political, I'm there. I'm just worried that when I come in there, I'm going to walk in with my cell phone, and when I walk out, it's going to be tapped, and suddenly there's going to be leaks all over. But it's really interesting timing because this is coming right after the election, where Russian hacks and all sorts of different stuff. It should be an awesome story.
It's a great story, and also now there's a movie out about Snowden, so it's right on theme with what's happening right now. So it's coming up, I think, in March. So it's all the information's online at the Oil Lamp Theater. You can Google it.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely give our listeners that information. But let's talk about the theater. It's a nonprofit organization. And
really, truly a mom and pop shop. Like, they're so hands-on. They're like all the people, even the actors, like they love what they do. And it's palpable. You could totally feel it.
I remember when we went for that play a few short weeks ago, there was a certain just energy that was there in the room,
so
and
supportive.
The actors really interacted with the group that was in the theater. It was super cool.
It's so cool. And I think a lot of their plays are kind of like that. It's very intimate. You feel like you're almost part of the experience, the performance. Especially this play that's going to be coming up, is going to be super interactive. You're going to be able to do a lot of cool things. I don't want to give too much away, but you just have to come down and see it.
And the Oil Lamp Theater is a member of a bunch of different organizations, including the Arts Alliance of Illinois, the Theater Communications Group, the League of Chicago Theaters. Of course, locally, as we mentioned, it's in Glenview, and we'll give you all that information in a few minutes, and the Chicago's North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau, because it really is an attraction and a destination on the North Shore.
It really is. You just got to go down there. It's so hard to explain because there's nothing like it.
It's unique. It's really unique. And Keith, the director of the theater, Keith Girth, my understanding is that his vision for the theater dates back to his times watching the Dick Van Dyke Show. And he would love that theme of that sort of entertainment, watching how the main characters, Rob and Laura and Dick Van Dyke, many of our listeners surely are fans as well. They would entertain friends at home with theater or musical entertainment. And Keith apparently thought that, hey, I could do this too. And I think Keith and his wife were telling us that they started literally at home.
Yeah, they started in their house just for a few friends, and it blossomed into this, and you got to get down there. That's all I got to say.
ILM Theatre, and now it's bigger than the house, but they actually
homey
serve,
feel also.
They actually serve. I'm scared to go, Ellie, because my understanding is that there's cookies and things being served. I can't touch those cookies. That's like dangerous.
Well, you could bring down your own bottle of wine. It's BYOB. Pop open. They'll gladly serve you. It's very homey. It's like you're going into a friend's living room to watch a play. It's amazing.
That's fun. So once again, the show about Edward Snowden. There's a movie. I would encourage you, check out the movie before you go down to the theater. But it's playing once again. The theater is called what?
The ILM Theatre.
The ILM Theatre in Glenview, and their website is ilmtheatre.org. They are literally, it's so easy to get to. It's right off Waukegan Road, right near the library. There's actually a bunch of fun little bars and destinations nearby. And Ellie, you just said that you could actually BYOB and enjoy. That always makes the shows that much more fun if you could bring a bottle of wine to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
And the tickets are affordable.
So affordable. I mean, going downtown, it'd be hundreds of dollars just to get a seat in the bleachers, and this is so much more affordable. It's really worth checking out. That's
really cool. So co-host Ellie is going to be involved in the show about Edward Snowden at the Oil Lamp Theater. Very, very exciting. And tell us a little bit else about Keshet and everything else that you're involved in.
Well, Keshet is a non-for-profit organization that helps children and adults with special needs. So that's one of my passions and something that I'm very excited to be a part of. We do so much. We help children from basically birth to, living an adult life. At the My Life program, we have elementary school, we have high school, the whole life cycle. We're here for you and your children. So that's one of the things that I'm involved with.
And then also Right Way Rescue.
Oh yeah, Right Way. Oh, I love the pups. I'm a big dog fan, and I just wanted to do something to give back. And I know there's so many animals out there, especially in this holiday season. Just to do something good for the community and help our animals that can't help themselves. So,
well, with the People's Republic of Edward Snowden, Keshet, and Right Way Rescue, when do you have time to be co-host of Get Down to Business?
On Sundays.
On Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on AM 560, The Answer. So the show, again, is March 9th to April 9th. It's only a month long, so that's not a lot of time. And you should definitely check out the website, ilmtheatre.org. Buy your tickets soon. Get involved in Right Way Rescue. Donate to fantastic causes like Keshet. And as always, it's always fun to have our listeners chime in with their feedback. Ellie, your father-in-law, actually just texted, and he says that, Ellie, you are fantastic. I don't know who this guy is, but he says he's your father-in-law. But whatever.
Right. You tell him hi.
I'll send regards. As I said, we get all sorts of different listeners. Everybody's welcome, including your father-in-law on this program. But one qualification, I think I'm going to institute this rule effective today by executive order of Get Down to Business. If in order to call in, you really have to know how to turn on your own radio.
Please do. That makes our job so much easier.
It does. George, are you ready to turn back over the reins to the experienced call screeners? He is ready. We got the gong.
Yeah, the gong.
The gong. Okay, just make sure I'm saying that right. Well, coming up after the break, we are going to talk about another fantastic organization. We're going to be talking with Elliot Cohn of Chicago Yachad. And this is something also very near and dear to my heart because I am actually going to be working my heart for this organization. I am upping my heart rate, and I'm Get Down to Business is taking the show on the road, heading off to Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Marathon at the end of January. And I would appreciate our listeners' support in helping me move forward with that run. I'm not asking you to participate in training. What I will be asking for, well, you know what, I don't want to give it all away. We will be talking with Elliot Cohn, director of Chicago Yachad, in just a few minutes about his fantastic organization and the upcoming Las Vegas Marathon, which I will be participating in. All that coming up after this quick break. Elisheva Klein, the stage manager at ILM Theatre for the People's Republic of Edward Snowden, as well as active volunteer at Right Way Rescue, and paraeducator Keshet, and co-host of Get Down to Business. Thanks for joining us on the show. We'll have you back on real soon. You're listening to the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Check out my website, shalomklein.com, where you can download podcasts from the show. We'll be right back.
As America's history